Kansas, real quick on this game, continues their wrecking ball late in their season. Beats Colorado 37-21. They had Deion frustrated after the game. Devin Neal, 4 touchdowns, 287 total yards. Kansas, by the way, Chris, scored on their first 7 possessions. I asked editor Matt Brown, can you find me another team that, this is the trivia for the week, Chris, can you find me another team that scored in all 7 of its first 7 possessions in a conference game? Can you tell me who that team was, Chris or Damien?
Did Army do it?
Couldn't tell you. I have no
NC
guesses.
State did it against Stanford 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Apparently this game happened.
I don't remember this game happening.
I have no recollection of this game. It was 59-24. I'm sure it happened. I didn't watch a second of this game. That's the only other team this season, other than Kansas against Colorado, that scored on their first 7 possessions.
I could tell pretty quickly here that Colorado could not stop Kansas, and it was not going to. That looked like me on the sticks with Kansas, the way I play with them in college football.
Devin Neal juking in the hole, baby.
Yeah, I mean, look, this team stopped turning the ball over and started winning games with Kansas.
Yeah.
Like, that's simply what it is. Colorado, they're good. We like them. Damien thought they were going to go in the playoff. Turns out maybe they're not as well-rounded as we thought they were or thought they could be.
But they've stopped the run really well all year. That's the weird thing.
Right.
They got gashed in this game.
Kansas has kind of figured things out. And funny stat from our old friend Max Olson, the family of the Kansas punter, who is Australian, came to this game, and they didn't get to see him attempt a punt. I feel bad for that family.
That is not a good day, mate.
Well,
Damien, I wish we could have got you. Kansas was not good this year. They didn't play any big games. I feel like you. How did you feel coming watching Devin Neal in this game? Because this is the first time that he's like shown out. I love him.
I mean, as a fellow running back, how could I not love that performance? I mean,
Dude is a baller.
Honestly, that might have been, I wrote this down. This might have been one of the most impressive individual performances that I've seen all season. I would say that, I would compare that, and outside of a spectacular quarterback performance, I would compare that to Ashton Genty's 267 and 6 touchdown game, because Ashton's stats were a little bit better, but obviously this was a better team that they were. Yeah, it was much better competition. And the fact that not only was he the leading rusher, he was the leading receiver. Like, he was leading the team in both categories. He completely took the game over. And on the flip side, because I want to hit something that Chris said. I want to piggyback. He said Colorado's not as well-rounded as we thought. Well, this is the most prime example, because if you told me that Shedeur Sanders would throw for 265 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, Travis Hunter would have 125 receiving yards and a touchdown, that they would still just get beat like this, I would tell you were out of your damn mind, because they're too talented. They've got depth on other positions. They figured some things out. Well, shit, if I was wrong. Y'all know what my saying is? I'm not going to say it. But when you pass somebody on the ass. But like Chris said, they're not as well-rounded, because those two dudes, they played spectacular, but it still wasn't enough. And I got to say it because it's been on my mind. The fact that they did not throw a flag for that hit on Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, man.
That was – I mean this when I said what I tweeted. That was one of the dirtiest, most intentional – I don't even know another word that I can say other than just pure dirty hit that I've seen
Damien,
in a long time. I got to
say, like, not a fighting advocate, but if you're the offensive line –
yes,
how do you not jump that guy?
You got
to put his face in the dirt, don't you? I feel like that.
You got to.
If there's ever a time for your offensive line to just get flagged all over the place, you got to take that guy down.
Did y'all see, so a dude I played with, Bradley Bozeman, he plays for the Chargers now. So did y'all see the clip of when there was a dude that was ripping on Herbert's ankle?
Drilled him off of
and
awesome.
he like dove off the diving board.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, Bose. That's what I like to see. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't see nobody come to his aid. And I think because nobody came to his aid and because nobody threw a flag, that they kept on. And there was even a play later in the game where ball is gone and he just gets dumped on by like 3-4 guys. And I know that's the play where everybody's talking about, he got up and he kind of, nudged an official. Like, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how they treated Shedeur. That was set up by the fact that, one, nobody came to his defense in the first place, whether that be a teammate or an official.
That's a ridiculous hit. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
go low on a big guy, and if they get their knee, like that is what it is. Like, it's a dangerous game. Like the Willis McGahee hit. Damon, maybe you disagree, but I don't feel like that's a dirty hit. It's Willis McGahee. You got to tackle him. You can.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders throwing and running like half speed. You don't have to missile at his knees. And if his cleat didn't pick up, Shedeur is not playing football again for like a year.